Week 3 returns. The Monday Mortgage quarterback is back, guys. And wow, do we have some surprise storylines week 3 in the National Football League. But before we get to those surprises, let's talk a little bit about mortgages, guys. And in attempts to avoid surprises when it comes to mortgages, we don't want surprises popping up when it comes to mortgages. Let's talk a little bit about the VA mortgage. And, with this awesome product does come a VA funding fee. Now, the amount of the funding fee depends on whether or not this is the first time that the member is using their VA benefit and if they're willing to put a down payment down. As we know, down payment not required for VA loan, but it does make a difference in the funding fee. So for these scenarios, first, we're talking about the first use for the VA loan, and with less than 5% down, the funding fee is 2.15% of the loan amount. Now, if the member is willing to put 5% or more down, that funding fee is 1.5%. And if they're willing to put 10% or more down, the funding fee is 1.25%. Now, if it's a subsequent use, then with less than 5% down, then that funding fee goes to 3.3%. Again, if it's 5% or more, 1.5%. And if it's 10% or more, 1.25%. Now, that funding fee can be rolled into the loan, or the member could choose to pay it as part of their closing costs. And as a little side note, if the veteran does have a 10% disability rating or higher, then they would be exempt from paying the funding fee. So if you've got any questions at all regarding the VA loan, the funding fee, your scenario, what you qualify for, please reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to help you. Now, let's get to those storylines in the NFL. Week 3. Now, Week 3 started in Buffalo with my Dolphins traveling to play the Buffalo Bills on Thursday night. And man, they brought with them a sense of desperation. They brought a hot seat underneath Coach Mike McDaniel. And, all that wasn't enough. They played tough, but it was Josh Allen, yes, the MVP on the other sidelines, who would throw 3 touchdowns in this one. The last one, with just over 7 minutes to go, to Khalil Shakir to put the Bills up for good, pushing them to 3-0 in the season. They would win this one 31-21, dropping my Dolphins to 0-3 for the first time since 2019. Dan Marino is not walking through that door, guys. It is going to be a long season. Now, surprise number 1 took place in Cleveland, where the Browns, they were taking on perhaps really the best team in football through the first 2 weeks, the Green Bay Packers, and this one was a defensive struggle. Cleveland was held scoreless until the final 4 minutes of this game. Wow. And yet at the very end, it was kicker Andre Schmidt with a 55-yard field goal as time expired to lift the Cleveland Browns to a win 13-10 over the Green Bay Packers, snapping an 8-game losing streak dating back to last season. And I really think that this is going to be a game at the end of the season that Green Bay is going to really regret. I think it's going to make a difference when it comes to home field advantage in the playoffs. But kudos to Cleveland. Surprise number 2, it continues to be the Indianapolis Colts. Now, who had the Indianapolis Colts this season starting out 2-0, let alone 3-0? Daniel Jones, exiled out of New York, just really struggled throughout his time there. Well, guess what, guys? Now he has 3 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns throughout the first 3 games, 0 turnovers. He got some help from Jonathan Taylor in this one. He ran for over 100 yards, 3 touchdowns, and it was the Colts dominating the Titans in this one, really, to move to 3-0. And really, that just has to be one of the biggest surprises of the season. Colts moving to 3-0, guys. We also had Week 3 wins by the Vikings. This was a battle of the backups there. Vikings dominated the Bengals. Steelers are 2-1. The Eagles win to go to 3-0. The Bucks win to go to 3-0. Commanders with the win. The Panthers dominated the Falcons 30-0. Who had that one on the bingo board? The Jaguars win. They dropped the Houston Texans to 0-3. 0-3, Houston Texans, man. The Chargers moved to 3-0. The Fighting Jim Harbaughs, 3-0 there. Go Chargers. The Bears with their first win. The Seahawks. The 49ers moved to 3-0. And the Chiefs got their first win. So, guys, Week 3 is in the books. Let me know who you got going to the Super Bowl, guys. Who's your early pick for MVP? We'll see you again next week, guys. It's been Monday Mortgage Quarterback. Have a good night.